machine. Locked in a winner-take-all struggle with the elements and the outer limits of technology, the race course has become the proving ground, the test of a racer's mettle in a desperate dash to the finish line and a piece of racing history. Professional offshore powerboat racing has come to Palm Beach County. The fastest race boats in the world are here to run for the checkered flag, to find out who's the best of the best. It's the American Powerboat Association's National Offshore Championship, and it's coming up next, so stay tuned. The American Powerboat Association's 1995 Offshore Championship has come to Palm Beach County, Florida, where it's driver against driver in a headlong battle for national high point honors. It's man and machine doing battle on the open water as the 1995 APBA Offshore Racing Circuit runs its grand finale. Catch all the action as the big TVs run against the sleek catamarans in a winner-take-all battle for supremacy in the greatest motorsport in the world, offshore racing.
Harmsco Filtration Systems proudly presents the Palm Beach County Offshore Grand Prix. Today's telecast is brought to you by GMC Trucks, the strength of experience, and by Pepsi. Drivers and crews are ready to take each other on in the big waters of the Atlantic Ocean. Spectators are pouring onto the beaches to witness today's action-packed racing spectacle. Now for more on today's race, let's go down to Steve Michael and Joe Gates.
From the Gold Coast of Florida on the edge of the Atlantic, it's the Palm Beach County Offshore Grand Prix. Hello, everybody. I'm Steve Michael, along with my partner, as always, Joe Gates, and we welcome you to the final round of the American Powerboat Association's Offshore National Championship for 1995. Well, we've got a two-race format today to decide 9 national championships, and right off the bat, we got the Superboat class. Joe, East-West shootout, 2 boats just 10 points apart. You got Gone Clear against Alcone Motorsports. This should be fun watching.
A classic race all year long. They've been trading punches, as you say, Steve. 10 points. Can't get any closer than that. What's going to happen? It's a toss-up. It's anybody's race out there.
And in the open class now, well, Stu Heim has put himself squarely into position to win another national championship. He's well over 100 points clear.
Recovery, Stu Heim, always a front runner, loves it out there. Can somebody push him hard? Can they make him make a mistake? That remains to be seen. We don't know. He's a tough man to catch.
Could be also tough for anybody taking on Sui Generis, who is sitting in the mod class. He's ahead by 89 points, the boat out of Philadelphia.
Very fast boat, as you say. The boat's been running out front a lot this year. Can they catch him? Once again, a rate of attrition out there. Will he make a mistake? We'll wait and see.
Of course, in the pro class now, you got 2 boats from the state of Florida. You got Patriot trying to catch up on Hurricane. Hurricane's got a 73-point lead.
Hank Harm's Hurricane team, they've been having a great, stellar season, as a matter of fact. Hank Harms, what you need to say, he put this entire event together. Palm Beach County, all the volunteers, they've got to be proud. Over 200,000 people are expected on the beach to watch this event today.
Of course, there's more on our broadcast crew. Now let's go join Jim Jackson at start-finish.
All right, Steve and Joe, listen, I'm so excited about the inaugural running of the Palm Beach County Offshore Grand Prix. We're sitting up here on the 8th floor of the Holiday Inn, right off the start-finish line here at the beach. The spectator fleet is in place. All the patrol boats are in place. We're ready for an exciting day of racing.
The crews are heading to the boats. The engines are about to roar. We'll come back to Palm Beach County when we return right after this timeout. On the beaches today on a picture-perfect day for powerboat racing. Welcome back to Palm Beach County and what should be an exciting 2-race format this afternoon. The first boats of the day heading out onto the glistening Atlantic. The tension is starting to mount as the crews know this is a very, very important race for them here and to round up 1995. And now the orange smoke sets in. Just 3 minutes left to go before the start. Let's go down and join my partner, Joe Gates.
Thank you, Steve. With Mike Thomason, chief referee for APBA and the national championship here in Palm Beach County. An exciting day for offshore racing, Mike.
Absolutely, and we've got a good field of boats this time, and it looks, the conditions look wonderful. Seas are 2 to 3 feet, which is perfect racing water. We're ready for an exciting race.
Talking about exciting race, I looked at the course. You were nice enough to show me the diagram this morning. I got to tell you, looks like a very difficult but very competitive racetrack out there.
It should provide a good challenge to all of our racers. We've got 5 turns, and most of the turns are right-hand turns. We've thrown a couple left-hand turns to keep it interesting, and it'll be a good race.
10 miles around on this course. This should be exciting as the yellow flag comes out. The pace boat moves their way up to the north side of the course, and the boat's now heading toward the start-finish line. This 11 boats on this first start. It'll be offshore, sea, and stock, and we go on board with 7 up the Uncola. Richard Ginsburg out of Fort Lauderdale, and the throttle man is Don Smith, also out of Fort Lauderdale.
And Steve will pay close attention to the boats as they jockey for position. 7 up with a small lead in the stock class for the national championship. Harrah's Megabucks, the boat out of New Jersey, the big C class. They're going to be definitely trying to get in clear water to run for the checkered flag here. The pace boat starting to pick up speed. We're looking for that green flag right now. Position very important on any race course, on any day of any race start.
Joe, you can feel the tension in the myriad of helicopters. We've got great vantage points for you today, not only upstairs, but in cockpit and shots along the beach on this beautiful 10-mile course. And we look for the start, and we're underway. And they start to break off, and right off the bat, you can see Harrah's Megabucks on the left of your screen heading out for open water as they go up to the north side of this course.
And right on his hip, right on the side, Megabucks. On the outside, Mobile One, there's 7 up. Definitely pouring the coals to it. These people definitely want to run out front, get into slick water, see what they can do as they run along the beach. As you mentioned, we've got 7 cameras along the beach, Steve.
7 up the Uncola machine, the leader in points in the stock class. That boat out of Florida with cutting edge, just 22 points back in S9 out of Corpus Christi, Texas, wanting to steal the national championship today. But right off the bat, Joe, looks like 7 up the Uncola has got a tremendous start.
And the team from New Jersey, Harrah's Megabucks, the Sea League's on board, trying to reel in the small skater, the 28-footer, Mobile One, running very quick on this flat water. Had a great start. And Steve, I got to tell you, it's going to be a big job if this water stays down. Mobile One, a tough boat to beat.
Well, Joe, as we watch Mobile One try to make his escape from the rest of the field, here's the battle for the lead in the stock class. 7 up the Uncola machine, but cutting edge has moved up. The boat out of Texas now side by side in that challenge as they head to the north side of the course.
These catamarans really having their way right now. The water's flat. Let's see what happens when they get on the outside of the course. They're heading down on the north side to turn 1.
Here's start number 2 of this first event. This the B class. 9 boats ready to go toe-to-toe. And Heartbeat out of Seabrook, Texas, leads in the point chase with Mr. K, the boat out of Florida, trying to close in. But right now, there's about a 35-point difference between first and second. And Heartbeat needs to do well here and just finish off to win the championship. But boy, they got a long way to go on this 10-mile grueling course this afternoon. Let's see if they can do it.
A big difference here, Steve. A lot of big DVs, a lot of power on board. These boats are definitely going to have a different situation around this flat water. We'll have to see what the water's like on the outside. Down in front of the beach going to turn 1. Let's see how they handle the water.
Well, here they come, Joe, starting the second start of this first event of the afternoon as we watch the Offshore Bees accelerate away. And look at Mr. K jumping off in front of Heartbeat as we go on board with that boat from Texas.
Kurt Harbour, Rodney Rydell, Jack Carmody on board, putting the pedal to the metal, trying to pull them in front, trying to catch up with the leaders.
As we look out on this 9-boat field starting the second start of the first event, 6 abreast as they work their way to the north side of the course. And here comes Mr. K, our early leader, as they look for clear water as they head up to the north buoy.
Steve, we talk about the water conditions, but let's face it, I noticed it on the backside of the course getting a little bit lumpier out there. We watched Mr. Technology moving up on the inside. That boat definitely going to be a factor in the racer today. Let's jump on board and listen to what they're talking about the race conditions.
Doug, it's going to be a great race. If this is all the wave action we got, you just took out Finney, Triton, Heartbeat.
Mr. Technology moving up on the field, clicking them off one by one as they move on the outside of the course. Let's throw it to Jim Jackson now for the start of the third race. Jim.
The third heat is heading toward the starting line. We've got a white flag still. And this is the one, this gets real exciting because we've got 19 boats in this class that will be racing together. That's the Class A. These are the smaller boats. And as these seas get higher, these are the boats you're going to see really flying out of the water. They go fast. They don't weigh as much as the other boats. And as these boats begin to mix together in classes, you're going to see a lot of air. We've got green flag now from the third heat. And here they come. Listen to them roar as they head across my view right here at the Holiday Inn. They're moving across the starting line. And there they go. There's about 4 boats right there. Frank's Marine Hooligan, 827 first. Hog's Press Saloon from Key West is there too.
Thank you, Jim. And all the leaders are right where they want to be, right up front of the field as they head up to the first buoy. A slight dogleg as they go up this 4-mile straightaway as they go due north along the beach here. And the boat to keep an eye on, boat number 14, is Team Hog's Breath, the boat out of Key West, Florida, as it accelerates away, and they are the points leader. Now we go on board with Team Thoroughbred, the boat out of Melbourne, Florida.
And right now we see the difference, Steve, and we talked about at the top of the show, a lot of pounding. These little A boats definitely fast. but they're going to pay the price as they go on the outside of the course. The rollers are bigger. They'll pay even a higher price for speed. Helicopter shot now, Steve. We jump down on Hooligans. They're in the lead just slightly. That's Frankie Orr and crew on board. A real rocket. Those guys pushing it hard. They want this championship.
This boat out of Miami really flying and skipping across the waves as it works its way up. Now you can take a look from this vantage point. That's actually from our shore camera, and you can see how close the boats are coming to these hundreds of thousands of fans who have gathered here in beautiful Palm Beach County today to watch this race around this 10-mile course.
David, we watch Hooligans go around this first corner. You know, it reminds me of offshore days gone by. It's offshore racing at its finest. Big water, a small boat, and he takes some air. He held on to it. Good job of driving. We're going to come back for more racing right after this timeout to Palm Beach County and the Grand Prix.
Glistening Atlantic here in the Palm Beach County Offshore Grand Prix. Here is your overall leader. It's Harrah's Megabucks, the boat out of Atlantic City, New Jersey, and current national champion.
And the crew on board, a very famous racing family. Mac, Jason, and Jeff Seelig doing a good job as always. Now we take a look at a classic battle, the Deep V and a catamaran. The catamaran liking that flatter water, the Deep V wanting a little more rougher aspect to go through the waves.
Let's go down to meet John Remsen, chairman of the Palm Beach County Sports Commission, as he comments on the Grand Prix Festival.
Well, we are very excited about, we think it's one of the greatest events ever to come to Palm Beach County. I have seen offshore races before, and they're not only a sporting event, but also a festival and a happening. And the hotels and motels are full here on Singer Island and in northern Palm Beach County. So we're very excited about it. It's a great event.
You hope to continue this event in years to come?
Well, we certainly hope it's an annual event. Yes, very definitely.
Now, very nice comment, Steve, from a man that ought to know. The hotels are full, as he says. A lot of people on the beach watching this great event, as we see Mr. K leading in the B class as he comes around down in front of the start-finish line. Let's throw it to Jim Jackson. Jim, take it away.
And here's our B class leader heading through the start-finish line right now. That is the B-78 boat, MRK Franks Marine, continues to lead in that class. And here's where the match race is. Number 2 and number 3 in the B category. Full throttle currently in second position. Finney Racing in third. And we're watching for them to come down through the start-finish line into lap number 4 right now.
Thank you, Jim. It's definitely getting excited. We jump on board with the team from Heartbeat. That crew racing to benefit the Texas Children's Hospital, as many of these racers do, Steve. A lot of benefit out here for a lot of great charities.
Joe, great shot here high above the Embassy Suites. We can see him coming down the chute between turn number 3A and 4 as they dogleg to the left. And here comes Hooligans, your overall leader in Offshore A. This boat out of Miami is lightning quick on this course so far, and you can see it flying out of the water. This boat is going flat out right now.
And we cut to the camera at Holiday Inn on the start-finish line. Hooligans leading in the A-class race, really flying through that water. We cut down to the north side of the course now, Steve. A classic battle here. A Deep V and a catamaran, the race for first place in C-class.
Well, Mobile One started off like gangbusters, grabbed the lead early on, but here comes Harrah's Megabucks in the battle for the overall lead. Side by side, Harrah's the boat on the inside. And Joe had a chance to talk with his crew.
We worked a long time. Everybody's put a tremendous effort in. This is our stellar year, absolutely. But our thanks go to all of our sponsors, Harrah's, Megabucks, along with Innovations, Richie Sutphin, and just everybody that's involved in this team, our crew chief. It's been just a hard year. We've worked very hard. Competition this year between Mobile One, Sudden Impact, Red Dog. These guys have just given us a tough road to hoe.
Well, Joe, a real class act and a professional family, the Seeligs out of Atlantic City. And there you can see they're moving up on the inside. They may have found some clear water as they're side by side for the overall lead. Here's Mr. K, your leader in Offshore B.
The big Deep V, Mr. K, number 78, right behind and pushing hard is full throttle, number 14. Mr. K doing a great job, a new boat this year on the circuit as we see a real battle developing there. For third place, Triton, Executioner, and Heartbeat in a real battle royal for third place.
So as that myriad of boats going on for third place, we go back to the leader here at Offshore A. That's Franks Marine, Hooligans, the machine out of Miami. And that boat right now is out in front of the field as we join it in the helicopter. And Joe, do you get a chance to watch it splash around? And for the Deep V's today, they got to be loving this a bit because the weather is just picture perfect for them.
And right behind him, pushing hard, Team Hog's Breath out of Key West, Florida. Definitely a factor in this race. Coming up and running hard in third place is Danny Whiteside's boat out of South Florida. That's Power Play, that entry, doing a good job trying to run with the leader.
Well, Joe, as the offshore 8 boats go whistling by, we now shift our attention back to the overall leader of the race. As Harrah's Megabucks is really flying along the water here. You can see how airborne that boat is getting today. So, yes, there are rollers out on the farther part of the course, and now he swings it down onto the front straightaway here.
As we go out on the backside of the course, right in front of the spectator fleet, what a great vantage point they have. We see another classic battle, Deep V and Catamaran running in the big rollers.
And here comes our overall leader in the race, clicking by another time, and they are picking up the pace, Joe.
As the action continues out on the water, some of the race boats are being washed down to the pits. Let's go down to Ron Fink with a word on how RGF protects the environment.
By putting this impervious membrane down, we collect all the wash water. It drains into a sump where it's processed through 21 water technologies, and this way we keep all the contaminants out of the local lakes of the mall, and we save detergents and water.
Back with more excitement here from Riviera Beach right after this timeout. Back to the beautiful Gold Coast of Florida here at Palm Beach County for the Palm Beach County Offshore Grand Prix. And as the fans enjoy the vantage point, we now shift our attention to the far side of the course. A good battle going on for fourth right now in the offshore B class between Triton and Everglades Executioner.
One thing, Steve, I've noticed early, all these boats, maybe not running for first or second, a lot of competition out there. They're pushing very hard. Number B29, a good example. They've been dicing back and forth, running in third right now, battling hard.
Here's Locomotion, the boat out of Hialeah Gardens, Florida, sitting in third in the stock class, trying to close up on the front two. And now we go to the far south side of the course, as we can notice different boats taking different lines around the very tough 90-degree turn to the right. And look at Mr. K turning on the speed. Joe, I think that crew found a perfect way around that last corner because they didn't lose a beat as they came around the corner.
Nice piece of driving as we take a look now at a boat in trouble. That is S69 Taz Motorsports. Looks like the port sponson taking on water. Boat could be in trouble, Steve.
Well, that boat from Isla Morada looks like it's in dire straits. We'll keep an eye on it as we shift our attention back to Heartbeat in the B class, sitting in second place.
A lot of trading positions back and forth in B class as we switch now back to number B29. That's Everglades Executioner, still running bow to bow with Triton, and those two boats seem to have a vendetta against each other. Switching back on the beach now, A78, that's our leader, Steve. Hooligans in the A class.
That boat really rocketing down the front straightaway, really getting airborne, and it continues to lead in Offshore A.
And Steve, as we switch our camera high atop the Embassy Suites, we see Power Play take him on the outside, slingshots around that corner. Number A68 trying to gain some ground on the front runners in A class, and I think he's starting to close some ground. This water's starting to get a little choppier. The deep V's are doing a much better job out there. Now we switch to a helicopter camera over the impressive, very large spectator fleet. We got a lull in the action. Let's take a look at this beautiful area we call Palm Beach County. It really does have the best of everything.
They've got the best of everything. It's a tropical watch on Florida time. When they ask, just tell them I'm off on my way to the perfect stay. They've got the best of everything.
From Jupiter to Cuesta in the north to Boca Raton in the south. From the Everglades to the Blue Atlantic. There's one thing you ought to know about Palm Beach County.
They've got the best of everything.
Palm Beach County is Florida at its finest. With over 2,000 square miles of sunshine, there's so much to see and do here. You ought to take a closer look.
They've got the best of everything.
Well, the fans are getting the best of everything from great locations along the beach as they're watching this tremendous race here. And there's the overall leader. Harrah's Megabucks, the boat out of Atlantic City, leading this race as they head up this 4-mile straightaway. And now we shift our attention back to the battling pair. We're going neck and neck at Offshore B. That right now is Heartbeat, along with Finney Racing, side by side, and Finney Racing coming close to Heartbeat, and a boat out of Texas has to move away as Finney now continues to move down toward turn number 4 as they go side by side. And here's Executioner with Triton on the outside. These two are also battling at Offshore B. So side by side they come, and Triton veers off as it airs out, and Executioner has to quickly pull away. And while these boats separate, let's go down and join Joe with Stu Hyam, who's getting set for race number 2.
Back you see with Stuart Hyam, the recovery team. You're now US1. You're shooting for another one. Can anybody catch you out there?
Joe, I don't think so. I sure hope not. We've got the US1 National Championship 2 years in a row. Hopefully an hour from now it'll be 3 in a row.
Well, of course, your boat always runs well. You, of course, you're a seasoned veteran, a professional. You've been US1 before. You know how to win. I think that's a key here. Do they know how to beat you?
I will say we have a little bit of experience. I'm going to use the we word loosely. I'll give 90% of the credit on the left side of the boat to Joey, Mercury skater, and so on and so forth. All I do is mix them together like a nice salad, and hopefully it all comes out real good.
Well, you've been a great chef so far. I tell you what, from down here in the pits, it's exciting. You can cut it with a knife. In a little while, we're going to find out just who's going to be US1. Back to you.
Another competitor in today's second race is Bruce Penhall, who is a one-time member of the Chips TV show. Joe?
Thank you, Steve. With Bruce Penhall, Dennis Segalis of the Ocean Spray boat, the Cranberries are definitely looking great today.
I'll tell you what, the Ocean Spray Scarab's really working well. The race course seems to be pretty short. There's a lot of right-hand turns. We like that. There could be some boats stacking up on top of each other, meaning very close. I don't foresee any problems. And this is a win-win situation for us. We need a third or better to sew up the national championships, and we're really looking forward to a fun day.
And as we go on the backside of the course, we see the skyline of Riviera Beach, and another team that's having a lot of fun. Hooligans, the boat out of Miami that's leading in Offshore A. And now we go on board with Everglades Executioner, B29, as we watch them from the bow cam. And now you can see off to the left, here is Hooligans starting to close in on Executioner as he comes up on the right side of the boat. And as we continue to watch B29 Everglades Executioner, they go airborne, and Glenn Martin almost falls out of the boat, and now they hit Hooligans, Frank's Marine, the boat out of Miami, and boat number 29 Everglades Executioner stops dead in the water. Meanwhile, Hooligans in the back is circling around to make sure they make the buoy to stay on the race course. And Everglades Executioner, my word, these two have to be shaken up.
I'm seeing stars.
And Hooligans makes up the turn, continues on his way down the course. Steve, let's take another look in slow motion. The boat comes off that wave, launches, it tilts left, it tilts right. A lot of impact. Both people on board nearly leave the boat. That is unbelievable. Now watch something exceptional, a fantastic piece of footage as Frankie Ora's helmet and body makes impact with number B29 on the lower left of your screen. And obviously, he survived it. They've continued to race. They're still in the lead, leading in A-class.
A glancing blow that has shaken up both crews, and as we come to the final turn on the final lap, here comes Harrah's Megabucks coming across to take the checkered flag and win in Offshore C and another national championship for that team out of Atlantic City.
A great job of driving and handling that boat through some pretty serious seas out there. Megabucks on board, Mac, Jeff, and Jason Seelig. On shore, I'm sure Kay Seelig very excited.
And here comes Mobile One after a great start. They led the field through, and they came home in second place as this boat from South Florida with Robert Loeffler and Tom Russell, both out of Fort Lauderdale, doing a great job today and winner of many national titles. And coming home, the winner in Offshore B is Mr. K, Frank's Marine, with Pepe Ferreira, Rolando Garcia, and Carlos Gonzalez, all of Miami, on board. A great job for Mr. K, powered by two 600 horsepower Mercruiser engines.
Boat having a great year, Steve. First year of campaigning, doing a super job. And there is our unofficial winner in stock. That's number 9 Cutting Edge on board, Alan Butler, Gary Ballou. Both guys did a great job out there. Tough conditions on the backside of the course for the Cats. Finishing in second place and a boat that pushed them hard all day long. Number 7, 7 Up. That was a great run for that boat. The Uncola Machine, Richard Ginsburg and Don Smith out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
And Joe, here's a great story. Coming home the winner in Offshore A, Hooligans, Frank's Marine, the boat out of Miami. The crew is bruised, but they gotta be happy as they win by over 2 minutes.
And as the race boats leave the Palm Beach Inlet for the second race of the afternoon, we've just gotten word from Race Control that Cutting Edge has been disqualified, and Richard Ginsburg and the 7-Up Racing Machine have been declared the winner in stock class. Back with more racing after this timeout.
Welcome back to beautiful Palm Beach County, Florida for the Palm Beach County Offshore Grand Prix. Steve Michael and Joe Gates with you, and we're set for race number 2 of the afternoon. The big open and modified boats coming out. Let's join Jim Jackson for the call of the start.
We've got 16 boats in the first heat, the super open and modifieds. We're still looking at a white flag, but they're getting close to the starting line. It looks good to me so far. We got 14 choppers in the air following the boats.
Thanks, Jim, and now we'll give you a chance to go on board as we get set for the start. Let's join Ted Sabarese and Trace Martin in Excess.
Between these two guys.
Get up a little
Get up where you can see us.
Yellow flag.
Get up where you can see us.
Yellow flag.
He's going to cut.
Go a little more.
Get next to Jaws. We're right next to these guys.
High drama in the start, and you think it's exciting on the beach, you got to jump on board these boats. These guys definitely jockeying position, trying to get the best clear water for a great start. A lot of power. They got to get ready to rev these engines up. They're waiting for that green flag, Steve.
Joe, here come the big boats are ready to roar. As they come by the start-finish line, they start to accelerate. Let's go back on board in Excess for the start.
Slow down.
Whoa, 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 they dropped the flag. Doesn't matter, watch it. All right, keep going. Just keep like you're doing till we see where we are here. I can't see a thing.
Alcone's on your left over there.
All right.
Joe, it's amazing the lack of visibility that these drivers and crews are facing right now as they set out 6-7 abreast as they come down and now start working their way up this 4-mile straightaway. And right off the bat, it looks like Gone Clear has done just that at the start.
And Steve, right now, Recovery moving up the inside, Alcone on the outside as they approach the first buoy. It looks like, yes, Alcone has moved ahead. Recovery pinched on the inside, no room to go by.
7 boats trying to funnel down on this straightaway. It looks like Alcone Motorsports with Matt Alcone out of Laguna Beach, California, got the better of Recovery. The national champion with Stu Hyam at the controls.
Now we move back to the start-finish line, Holiday Inn, Riviera Beach. The start for the Pro Outboard and the Offshore D's. This is going to be an exciting race. Very closely matched boats here. There we see the Ocean Spray entry. That boat expected to do very well. And we have a green flag. We have the start in the D and the Pro Outboard class, Steve.
Keep an eye on Dragon Lady, the second boat from your screen off to the left. There we can see the enclosed boat, the beautiful fountain machine. Side by side, you can see 5, now 6 boats as they head up on the north side of the course past the start-finish line. And Joe, they're going to have to funnel again down into a kink, just a slight left-hand turn, and then it's 3 solid miles down to turn number 1. And Joe, we go on board D666 Nightmare, the boat out of Deerfield Beach, Florida, and they had a tough time just getting to the race.
That's right, Steve. The report was the rig jackknife dumped the boat on I-95. They got it fixed. They're here for the race. We take a look now at Pepsi XL running well in flat water. Let's go on board Harmsco Hurricane right now.
Wait a minute, here they come. Here it comes, here it comes. Yeah, man, she's coming alive now. Now, here she comes. Okay, we're reeling them in.
Harmsco Hurricane racing to teach all children to swim, and I'm glad to report that they seem to solve their problem. One of the engines, a little problem. Now they got it back up to speed.
Joe, here on the north side of the course, we look down at the far end of the straightaway here. Alcone Motorsports back in second place, trying to close in on Gone Clear, the boat out of Miami. And here comes Utterly Fantastic, the boat out of Kentucky, as they work their way down to the corner. There's a boat that's gone over, Joe. It looks like it was Jaws. It looked like it hooked a sponson as it made a very tight turn coming into turn number 2, and that boat is upside down. And on the replay, you can see it. It hooks the sponson, it slides out of control, and then the sponson catches and flips it over from right to left, and that crew is in the water.
Steve, already a report. Glenn Bakel's Viper Motorsports safety team. He's the safety director here. They're already on site and administering to the people in the water. We'll get a report back to you shortly.
Joe, here's Sui Generis, the boat that's leading in the modified national championship points race, but right now they're behind Utterly Fantastic, the boat out of Kentucky. So Sui Generis, a boat out of Philadelphia, trying to charge to the front in the modified race.
And Steve, by the way, a report from Race Control. We've just gotten an all green. Everybody on Jaws, they're A-OK. Their race day, unfortunately, is over.
And in the D class, Pepsi XL, the leader, the boat out of Miami. Powered by two 600 horsepower Mercury engines on the fly right now on the backside of the course.
That's the XL. The XL standing for extra taste. The L standing for less sugar. And right now, they're doing a great job on the water, really heating it up.
Joe, they're really showing off in that class, but don't forget about Dragon Lady closing in, and also making a move in that class is CT Peppers. The action's just starting, and the fans are loving it here on the beach. Come back with more from Palm Beach right after this timeout. Welcome back to the Palm Beach County Offshore Grand Prix, and there is your leader, Gone Clear, the boat out of Miami. This beautiful 40-foot skater, and Bobby Moore, the legendary throttleman, on board, along with Jim Robinson.
One thing for certain, Steve, Bobby Moore rigs a boat. It runs out front, and right now, Gone Clear is doing just that, running well out in front.
And as we watch the south side of the course, Joe, here's the battle for second place overall. Recovery on the inside with Alcone Motorsports on the outside. Side by side, it looks like Stu Hyam has made the move into second place.
And as we move back up front to Gone Clear, we see that the narrow margin is decreasing. That boat doing very well, but Recovery seems to be moving up on the inside, trying to close ground.
Joe, here's an interesting boat in the open class. Zero defect. Laith Barian, the man out of Saudi Arabia who makes his home now in Paris. This boat is out of Louisiana, and it shows you the international flavor that we have here in offshore racing today.
Very true, Steve. And another great story, US 1 Recovery. That's Stuart Hyam, himself a recovering cancer patient. He races to further cancer research in America and does a super job as a role model for recovering cancer patients.
Sui Generis now out there on the backside of the course, and in a tremendous battle, side by side. Here's Utterly Fantastic, tying it up with Comco Lipship side by side as it works around a very difficult part of the race course.
Right now, Utterly Fantastic, pulling ahead, taking the lead on the inside, finding a little speed in there, finding a little flatter water on the outside. The M8 entry trying his best to keep up. That's a tough pace. It's a very fast boat.
Here, turn 5A. Actually, there's 8 turns on this course. A couple of them left-handers, and drivers just love to go to the left as well as to the right. Something unusual here in offshore powerboat racing.
Utterly Fantastic flying down the front straightaway now. This big cat eating up that water. I got to tell you, Steve, these cats are surprising me out here. They're really doing very well on the backside with the little rollers as NXS going by, and you can tell right away that the big DV is not as happy on the front side of the course. We take a look at M11, Carlos and Charlie's, a boat out of Texas. Jack Carmody, Kurt Harbour, and Rodney Riddell on board, a brand new Fountain. Boats right out of the box doing very well.
Joe, some great dicing for the lead in Offshore D. Ocean Spray making the turn, now heading down the front straightaway. This boat out of California is being chased by Airborne, a boat out of Florida. Then CT Peppers sitting back in third place. Right now, the difference between first, second, and third, just 5 seconds.
A very impressive statistic, Steve, when you think that they've been out in the big rollers on the back, these boats so closely matched. As we watch CT Peppers coming by on the flat water on the inside of the course, moving very quickly up as we take a look back. Number D5, Dragon Lady, trying to do the same thing, running in fourth position right now, trying hard to catch up with the first, second, and third boats.
So as Dragon Lady goes by, we focus our attention again on Sui Generis, the points leader in modified, and right next to him, Comco Lipship, and they're all chasing Utterly Fantastic, the leader right now at this moment in the modified class.
And Steve, back on the beach, the camera at start finish. Restore, number 4, leading in pro outboard. Let's go on board.
More to your left. Get out of this guy's wake. More to your left. I want to get some chop. There you go.
Communication is very important, and we're seeing it right now in the boat that's out in the lead, Restore. Let's go and join Harmsco Hurricane. They're in third place.
Here goes Patriot.
And as Patriot goes by in second place, Harmsco Hurricane in third. You can see they've been washed down, a lot of water in front of them. It's very difficult for those drivers to see.
Been tough for Steve Page and John Christensen at Harmsco Hurricane, but they are moving up. And this boat, Gone Clear out of Miami, is setting a blistering pace, leading the whole field and trying to run away with it. But there's a good battle going on right behind it. As Gone Clear goes by, Recovery has now made a move past Alcone Motorsports. And that race for second place overall continues to heat up as the boat from California is trying to close in. Back with more right after this.
In the first lap of our second race, the Jaws team barrel rolled in turn 1. Let's go to the team's throttle man and find out what happened.
Well, we went into the first turn, and we started setting up for our turn. Started to turn, and all of a sudden the boat spun around. What happened is that both drives snapped, which caused the rudders to turn out, and the back of the boat just spun right around. And next thing we knew, we were upside down.
Now let's get back to the race course and more racing action.
Here's boat number 3, Flyer, a boat out of Lighthouse Point, Florida. And now we shift our attention back to the battle in the modified class. Utterly Fantastic going by, but Sui Generis right behind with Comco Lipship in third, trying to close up on the front two.
And Steve, we switch down to another camera on the beach covering this event. Ocean Spray running in the lead in Offshore D. Dennis Segalis, Bruce Penhall on board, and right behind them, in fact, we've just been told we have a change in the order. Right now, C.T. Peppers running in second, passing Airborne, who's now in third.
And here's Dragon Lady sitting in fourth, laying in wait, trying to move up on the top three. Stu Reith, Ron Reith, and Art Lilly on board on that beautiful 38-foot fountain. And here is your leader now in the Pro Outboard class, Restore, having a great run for itself today. And sitting back in second place is Patriot, the defending national champion, trying to close the gap on Restore. So as that Pro Outboard boat goes by, let's keep an eye on this. A tremendous battle now, side by side. Sui Generis has moved up on Utterly Fantastic and is trying to creep away with the lead. These two boats side by side, dicing it out for the lead in the modified class as we watch them down on the back side of this course. And here is the third place battle for Pro Outboard. And while that goes on, let's go down and join my partner Joe. He is with the national champion in Offshore C.
Thank you, Steve. For the winners here in Victory Circle with the C class, I got to tell you, national championship's getting to be a habit for Max Seelig and crew. The boat never ran better.
Joe, was a good day out there, Mobile One. Some of these guys definitely wanted to take it away from us, and we just gave them what they expected.
Navigation, I know that's a tricky course out there. Any problems, Jeff?
Not a problem at all. Just let her down and let her rip.
Well, of course, you're getting a reputation for doing that. Now, talking about the throttles, we heard a lot of up, a lot of down out there. You were definitely moving through those corners.
Yeah, we were. This was a course that we really picked which spots we wanted to get on it and which spots we wanted to take it easy. I mean, the beach leg for us wasn't a real fast leg. The little cats could run the same speed as us, but we waited to get them out in the big water, and then we took our turn, ran it hard in the outside.
Back here at Palm Beach County Offshore Grand Prix, here is your leader overall in the race. The boat out of Miami, Gone Clear, as it swings out of the south turn, turn number 5 at 5A, as he comes down now on the long 4-mile straightaway and accelerates away. These boats can reach speeds of 135 miles an hour, and today they are well over 100 plus on these great water conditions. Look at this battle going on side by side between Sui Generis, the boat out of Philadelphia, and here's Utterly Fantastic right with him. Let's see who can get around this final turn better. It looks like Andy Trouth likes to take the wide route around, while this boat with John Brown out of Philadelphia trying the inside route, and it looked like it worked for the boat that is currently in first place in the point standings in modified. The boat on your screen, Sui Generis.
Sui Generis, Steve, a 37-foot Talon, running very well in the big water on the backside. Utterly Fantastic, a 35-foot motion.
And as we watch them come out of the final turn again here from the Embassy Suites Hotel upstairs, we take a look down on the race course, and here comes Airborne, the boat out of Florida, swinging out of turn number 5. That boat once for a while was in second place, Joe, and they've dropped back a bit. And look at In Excess. What a beautiful machine out of Fort Lauderdale, powered by 3 1,000 horsepower engines, and that boat in full flight down the front straight as it comes up on turn number 2A. There you see Jaws as they tow that boat off after it flipped over, hooking its right sponson and then flipping to the left and ending its day on the very first lap.
Here's a boat, Steve, that wants to end its day on a better note, a checkered flag, hopefully, for number 4, Restore. That boat's still leading in the Pro Outboard class. A lot of pressure behind it, though.
Boat out of Fort Lauderdale with Patriot right behind. National champion of a year ago. That boat was based out of Orlando and now is out of North Carolina. Look at the great crowds here in Palm Beach County. They are loving all the action. And we'll come back to Palm Beach County when we return right after this timeout. Here is the battle for the lead in Pro Outboard, as it looks like Patriot has made a move on the inside and has taken over first place from Restore.
Steve, unbelievably, Restore has led all day wire to wire and now makes a mistake. Seems like he swung too wide. Now we switch back to the beach cameras, and this is a big race developing here. Been that way all day. Number 37, Sui Generis on the inside. Utterly Fantastic on the outside. Looks like Utterly Fantastic starting to close ground. They are bow to bow, Steve. They are inching up forward. It is too close to call.
They have been dicing back and forth all race long. The challenge for the lead now continues. This time, Utterly Fantastic has taken over the lead. And here comes C.T. Peppers. This boat is really flying right now in Offshore D.
A great race in Offshore D, as you called it, Steve. C.T. Peppers, that boat, the old ragamuffin boat. That was Riquet Ford's ride, always a great competitor. And Crave the Wave right on his hip, the Ocean Spray entry doing very well. And Steve, we've been keeping track of Dragon Lady's lap speeds. They are increasing. The boat is getting faster. The boat seems to be running lighter in the water. I know this boat very well. They do have ballast. They've probably blown that ballast, and they're burning up some of that fuel, the boat lighter in the water.
Here's Utterly Fantastic. This boat has been screaming down the front straightaway, setting a blistering pace, and has made its way past Sui Generis, the points leader in modified, and has taken over the lead. And here's Gone Clear, your overall leader in the race. This boat has been setting a blistering pace all day long. And right behind is Recovery, the leader in the open class. Stu Hyam looking for another national championship.
And Steve, here's another great race, been developing all day long. C.T. Peppers, the big catamaran out of California, doing a good job. In fact, running so fast, actually passing a modified boat right now. The boat definitely doing a good job leading that class all day long. Wait a minute, something's happening. Steve, the boat seems to be slowing down. And here comes Dragon Lady. They've passed Ocean Spray, making their move on her now. This is a great time for them because C.T. Peppers seems to have, yes, they have gone down. There they are pulling off the course, and Dragon Lady has open water in front of them. They have taken over the lead in D class.
Word has come down to us that Restore, who led all day long in the Pro Outboard class, has run out of gas. What a shame for them. Unusual happenings out here on the water today as we watch In Excess back in fourth place. There you saw C.T. Peppers sitting dead in the water. George Stancombe out of Indianapolis definitely disappointed. Here's Patriot. They've taken over the lead now in Pro Outboard.
And here's another leader heading towards home, looking for that checkered flag. That's Dragon Lady on the outside of the course. The boat is running great. First race for that boat in D class. They've got to be excited. He moves to the inside, goes to the buoy. This boat definitely handling very well. Art Lily on the sticks, keeping the hammer down. This has been a great day of racing. We're moving towards the end right now. Gone Clear, revving it up, keeping the throttles down. They are your overall leader. Been that way all day long, right behind him and pushing hard, trying to catch up. Stuart Hyam in recovery. It's going to be a great finish. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
And the crowds are standing and cheering because here comes your overall winner of the day, Gone Clear out of Miami, winning in the Superboat class with Jim Robinson and Bobby Moore at the controls. And as the crowds continue to wait for more winners to come across the line, coming home in second place, Recovery, the winner in the open class, another national championship for Stu Hyam out of Great Neck, New York. Coming home, the winner in the modified class, Utterly Fantastic, Andy Trouth out of Kentucky, picking up a tremendous victory.
And Steve, as we watch the winners come across the start-finish line, we sent a camera crew down onto the beach among the crowd to ask them what they thought of this great event.
Number one, it's exciting, good weather. I didn't have to spend a lot of money to entertain my children today, and they're happy.
And you're happy?
Yes, I am.
Here's Patriot winning in Pro Outboard. Bob Hamlin, Roger Taylor on board. But don't forget, Harmsco Hurricane comes away with the national championship. And here comes Dragon Lady winning for the first time in Offshore D. And now let's go down and join Joe. He is with our race host for the weekend.
Thank you, Steve. With Hank Harms, Harmsco Hurricane, and our host for this great event, the Palm Beaches have got to be greatly, greatly pleased. Hundreds of thousands of people watch this great event.
I tell you what, we had the most fabulous first race of any venue I've ever seen, and Mike Tomlinson said the same thing.
Well, you're not alone saying that, by the way. We were on the beaches, we were out on the water, we were in the air, we saw the crowds, we talked to the crowds. Hank, this race is going to become an institution.
I hope so. I hope to duplicate the charity aspect that Sarasota has done for 11 years now. It took a lot to convince people this was the thing to do, and we're just ecstatic that it came off so good. And we really got to thank General Motors Truck, GMC Truck, and the local Truck Connection. We have to thank Pepsi-Cola. We have to thank all of our volunteers, and we have to thank Mother Nature.
Absolutely right. Of course, I know you're a very tired man, but Hank, we got to talk about one more thing. There's a little incidental matter to bring up. Harmsco Hurricane, they're national champions.
Yeah, I guess we are. We haven't gotten the official standings yet, but we have the shirts on that proclaim national champions APBA 1995, so we're ecstatic about that.
Well, congratulations on a great race, a great event, and your victory. We enjoyed working with you. We look forward to talking to you later. Back to you, Steve.
Yes. We would like to congratulate all the APBA Offshore National Champions. Now for a wrap-up of today's show, here's Steve Michael and Joe Gates.
Good event, huh? Hey, Mike. It's been a full day of racing. 9 different national champions were crowned, and let's talk about a few of them. Joe, right off the bat, the super class. Gone Clear, what a great matchup, east and west.
That boat, the fastest boat on the water, Gone Clear, proved to the field they were the fastest boat out there. Now they're one of the fastest boats in the world, Steve.
And in the open class, Stu Hyam, a winner again.
Recovery just keeps on winning and winning. The man has the magic. He knows how to win.
And of course, in Offshore Sea, Harrah's Megabucks wins again.
And what can you say there? The big DV proved it again. He wanted to beat the Cats in the C class, and he's done it once again for the national championship.
And in Pro Outboards, Hurricane the winner.
Harmsco, Hank Harms, what can you say? They were the producer of the event. Congratulations to them. With all the people here in Palm Beach County, the Tourist Development Commission, they were a big part of this. All the sponsors, GMC, Pepsi, they were a big part. So many others, I can't name them. I heard of over 200,000 people on the beach today watching this great event.
It was a great sunny day of racing here in Palm Beach County. And for Joe Gates, I'm Steve Michael saying thanks for joining us. So long, everybody, from Palm Beach County, Florida.
Harmsco Filtration Systems has proudly presented the Palm Beach County Offshore Grand Prix. Today's telecast has been brought to you by GMC Truck, the strength of experience, and by Pepsi. We'd also like to thank our other sponsors for making the Palm Beach County Offshore Grand Prix possible.